Emu just used an ability that literally has no defense. Advanced Conqueror's Haki doesn't matter. Rox D. Xebec, the strongest pirate in history, got stabbed once and became Emu's puppet. And the One Piece community has been cooking with theories. Some people think it's related to Conqueror's Haki. Others say it's advanced Seraphim technology. There's even theories connecting it to Blackbeard's multiple personalities. Because this ability isn't just broken for power scaling reasons. It might be the key to understanding the entire FinalSaga. So let's start with what we know for certain. Domi Reversi has been used on the giant warriors in Elbaf, Rox D. Xebec, and possibly the Gorosei themselves. When you get hit, three things happen. 1. Your body transforms into a demonic yokai version of yourself. 2. You lose complete control of your actions. 3. You follow Emu's orders without question. But here's where it gets interesting. The community is split on what's actually being attacked. Some say it's your willpower. Some say it's literally your soul. But there's one detail everyone keeps coming back to. Rox said, "It doesn't hurt or even itch." That's not normal. That's not how attacks work in One Piece. Okay, so the first major theory is that Domi Reversi is actually an advanced form of Conqueror's Haki. And honestly, this one has some serious weight to it. Think about what Conqueror's Haki does at its base level. It overwhelms people's willpower. Advanced Conqueror's Haki lets you coat attacks and dominate other people's Haki. So what if there's a third level we haven't seen yet? One that doesn't just knock out your will, but replaces it entirely. This would explain why even someone as powerful as Rox couldn't resist, because Emu's Conqueror's Haki is so overwhelming that it completely overwrites your own will with theirs. Remember when Kaido said only a handful of the very strongest can use Conqueror's coding? What if there's an even more rare level above that, one that only the original rulers of the world knew about? And the pentagram circles aren't magical summoning, they're just amplifiers for Conqueror's Haki. The 5 points representing the 5 elders channeling their will into one person. This theory also explains why Luffy might be immune. Nika's fruit might just be the one thing with willpower strong enough to resist Emu's domination. But here's where it gets wild. Remember what Vegapunk discovered? Lineage factor, the building block of all life and devil fruits. He used it to create the Seraphim, artificial humans with implanted memories and personalities. Now, what if Emu has the original version of this technology, the Ancient Kingdom's version, before it was lost? This theory says that you're not possessed by a demon. Your DNA is being reprogrammed to make you into one. And this explains something crucial. The giants become giant demons. Rox became whatever monster he turned into. Each person's lineage factor determines their demon form. This is why the Gorosei all have different yokai forms, because they came from different original kingdoms, so their lineage factors are different. And if this is true, then Vegapunk might have already created the counter. So maybe the key to beating Domi Reversi isn't power, it's hacking the system from the inside. But here's my personal favorite theory, and it's the darkest one. What if Domi Reversi proves that devil fruits were created by literally trapping demons inside fruit? This theory comes from analyzing the name itself. Reversi can mean returning to origin. So what if eating a devil fruit means you're hosting a demon's will inside you? An awakening is when you finally merge with that demon completely. Most people lose control during awakening because the demon's will is too strong. But the truly strong, like Luffy, Kaido, Doflamingo, their will is powerful enough to dominate the demon and take its power. Now here's where it connects. What if Emu has the original devil, the very first demon that all devil fruits were based on, and Domi Reversi is Emu using that original demon's power to forcibly awaken the demonic potential inside any living being, even people without devil fruits? Because in this theory, all humans have a tiny bit of that original devil inside them. That's what willpower actually is in One Piece. The ability to resist the natural order, to defy fate, to pursue freedom. That's demonic by nature, and Emu is just bringing that demon to the surface and controlling it. This would explain why the world government calls devil fruits, why they fear them, why they've been trying to recreate them, because they know the truth. Devil fruits are weapons made from the corpse of the ancient kingdom's greatest enemy, the original devil that the gods defeated 900 years ago. So if all these theories have some truth to them, how does Luffy beat it? Theory 1. Gear 6. the Exorcist. Some people think Luffy will develop a Gear 6 that specifically purifies demons. The sun god versus demons, light versus darkness, freedom versus control. Nika's drums would literally beat out the demon possession. This theory points to how Luffy's Gear 5 already does impossible things. He makes the environment rubbery. He ignores conventional physics. What if he can make his haki so overwhelming that it acts like a spiritual cleansing? Theory 2, Luffy gets reversed first, but his consciousness fights it from the inside. What if Luffy's will is so strong that even when possessed, he's still Luffy? This would be the ultimate expression of his character. Even a literal demon can't override Luffy's will. Theory 3, the opposite awakening. Luffy will use reverse reversi on himself. If Domi Reversi brings out your inner demon, what if Luffy has an ability that brings out everyone's inner god? What if the true power of Nika isn't just freedom for himself, but granting freedom to others? He could literally free people from Domi Reversi by awakening their true selves. This ties into the drums of liberation, music that sets people free, that makes them dance and laugh instead of being controlled. Luffy wouldn't fight Emu with violence. He'd fight them by liberating everyone Emu ever enslaved. Some theorists think Joy Boy invented Domi Reversi and Emu stole it. That's why Joy Boy failed, because his own weapon was turned against him. This would explain why the ability is called returning home. It was meant to let people return to their true selves, their perfect forms. But Emu corrupted it into a control mechanism. Others think Domi Reversi was the ancient kingdom's punishment for criminals, a way to neutralize threats without killing them. But the 20 kingdoms took that technology and weaponized it. And a few people think it's even simpler. Domi Reversi is what the ancient kingdom used to create devil fruits in the first place. They would reverse someone's nature, transform them into a demon or power, and trap them in fruit form. Look, we won't know the full truth about Domi Reversi until Oda reveals it, but that's what makes this so exciting. Comment which theory you believe, and I'll see you next time.